and kittens, Marlboro Man here for WHAM Radio and new WHAM TV because we have a mutiny, people. Joining us tonight on the show is Field Agent Jackson. Some of you might know Field Agent Jackson from his own show on, what's your channel?
Blake Jackson.
Oh, you think you're going to have to be louder? Tell people so they can find your channel.
It's Key Blake Jackson. Yes, I was kind of real.
On YouTube,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, I'm on YouTube.
Okay.
And I tell everybody countless times, if you want to find me, it's on YouTube. And I kind of do make shit a little difficult on purpose, just for shits and giggles.
And that's exactly why we're doing the show tonight, is actually a learning experience for Agent Jackson. We're trying to teach him tonight, just go over some of the finer points of how to tighten up a show and make it a little like an easier pill to swallow, so to speak. But it's all about learning at Top of the Line Productions. So this is also to show people that, of course, we're doing our job. We're also going to be doing an episode of the radio show tomorrow, so you can look forward to that coming out soon. And I want people to note, when you do watch the radio show, look back and see how many episodes of the show we did. And the first few of them weren't even sponsored shows. And we've been on the air for over a year now, and I can't believe it's been that long. But I just want that to show you how much we actually do get paid for each of these shows, because we're always taking on new projects and going out to do other stuff, expanding and everything like that. So I always urge people to give us a call, because we're always hiring. And if you are a disabled kid or adult or disadvantaged or underprivileged, maybe you meet the qualifications for one of our fine programs, and maybe you can grow up to be just like Agent Jackson here, and you'll be sitting at the big table learning the finer points of tightening up a broadcast. Okay, so our number is 872-243-1330, 872-243-1330 if you want to learn how to get paid to do these videos. And, like I said, it's not even that fancy. So right down to the show, though, tonight. Agent Jackson and I have actually a special attachment. Let's scoot over a little bit. There we go. Right there. Sorry, folks, there's that pesky light in the background. Agent Jackson and I have a rather special attachment to this report we're about to do. We actually understand some of what people go through, which goes to the whole self-improvement portion and the therapy portion of what we do at Top of the Line Productions. So, we always strive to give you guys a unique perspective, because we believe that that's what the viewer deserves. We want you to see things from every possible angle, every possible perspective, and we always say that all opinions are accepted here at Top Line Productions, and we try to examine all points of view thoroughly, no matter how ridiculous. So getting right down to it, we're obviously going to talk about the shooting in Florida tonight for a minute here. And what happened, in case some of you don't know, was another person snapped and they shot up a school. 17 people died. That's unfortunately becoming a common story, a common outline here in America. But we're going to talk a little bit about what this speaks to. A lot of people say that there are a large number of these things happening, and some people say, oh well, it's not, it's only a few, and the news blows it out of proportion. The reality is, it doesn't matter if it's a lot or a few. One is too many. And what can we do to prevent something like this from happening? Now, here's some of the facts that we know. The guy's name was Nicholas Cruz, and cops did visit Nicholas Cruz's home 39 times over a 7-year period of time. So they definitely had some paperwork on the guy. And again, we can't really blame anything in particular here. There's a lot of factors that add up to a case like this. You want to read the next fact here while I take a sip of coffee, Agent Jackson? Go ahead and read that one right there.
Yes, I'm taking over.
Be louder.
I am loud. Pest gas. And apparently there is a history of him threatening his mom. Apparently, from what CNN is saying.
And also, what about this one? Go ahead and read that one too.
So I might as well just read the whole list off.
No, just that part, and then I'll take back over.
And also, apparently, other former classmates, teachers, and etc. already knew about the warning signs, but yet no one did anything.
Okay.
Why is that?
Okay, that's a great point. But now, again, since we are teaching Agent Jackson, I'm going to show you. See, the way that you did it was just a little too sarcastic, and let me give it a shot.
It has truth in it, though.
It does have truth in it.
Exactly.
But this is about tightening up a different kind of show. So this is more of a report. So you say, he had a history of threatening his mother. Former classmates and teachers and neighbors overwhelmingly saw warning signs, and they all said they knew something like this was going to happen. Why didn't anyone do anything about this? He also, it's interesting to note, he was adopted. And this is where Agent Jackson comes in, because you actually were adopted. Is that right, Agent Jackson?
Unfortunately. Kidnapped.
So he sees it as being kidnapped by the system, even though... There we go. That pesky light again.
I mean, technically speaking, it is kidnapped. It's just under legal terms, which is how they get away with it.
Because what he's saying is you're too young to have a choice and be able to make that decision on your own. So a lot of people who are adopted feel that this is kind of like kidnapping. Now, there are all different kinds of cases, so you take these things on a case-by-case basis. For example, we don't know the facts behind how he was adopted, what happened to his original family, and we also, for that matter, don't know the facts behind Agent Jackson's original family and what happened in that case and how he ended up in the system. We have no idea. So it's really just speculation, but it doesn't matter because it's the way that that person is affected by it. It's the way that person is made to feel by it, and it can really make people feel like a weight is crushing on them for most of their lives, and like a straw that breaks the camel's back, a big weight like that certainly causes some people to snap. Obviously that's not right, but if we're actually going to get to the root of these problems and actually try to start solving them, it's more important to understand what's really going on and what really can be done. And I'm going to go ahead and argue here that, teachers knew about what was going on, but like I've seen many times, the law actually stands in their way, and sometimes even the policeman's way of getting the person help, getting the person proper help, and being able to, guide them correctly. So that's important to note that, we want to say, well, why didn't anybody do anything? How stupid are they? But we don't know the whole story. Again, we don't know all the facts, the whole intimate details of how this, built up over a period of time. Let's see. He also was taught by his ex-girlfriend to cut himself in order to get attention. Okay, so here Agent Jackson knows a little bit about this subject. Why don't you enlighten us on the psycho girlfriend that makes you cut yourself? Not you, not him, but I mean just because he knows about this type of thing. So go ahead, enlighten the people.
Now this here. Yeah, as the note says, ex-psycho girlfriend. Yeah, I would know about that too.
And she taught him to cut himself in order to get attention.
I'm getting to that.
Okay, well hurry up. We only have so much time.
Anyhow. Apparently, this guy's ex-girlfriend, Cruz. Apparently, his ex-girlfriend told him to cut himself. Yeah. Some say it's attention, some say it's, other things. Me, it's not to get attention. For him, more than likely, yeah, it was to get attention. Or unless he was actually trying to kill himself. And I'm gonna keep that next comment to myself. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. That was actually that was an improvement, Agent Jackson. See, we're learning already. That was better that time. That went better.
Right.
So, well, now you get the idea of the format, you know, because it's a little bit different when you address people this way than when you're just doing like a blog. Okay.
I prefer to be straight up and blunt, no sugarcoat.
Well, you're not sugarcoating anything. You're just being straightforward, but without all the. Never mind. You're seeing how this goes. Come on, you just did it right, or better anyway. So yeah. Okay. What else? Nicholas Cruz attacked his adopted mother with a plastic hose from a vacuum. Now I really didn't.
I give you immense for that. That's fucking awesome. Good job.
Yeah, we really didn't have anything to say about that, but we just thought it was, you have to include something like that. It's kind of funny and interesting. You know, he attacked his mother with a plastic hose from a vacuum. Very creative, very creative.
Like, seriously, why couldn't I think of that? A plastic hose from a vacuum. Like, seriously.
Okay, well, the next time you have to beat somebody, make sure we have a plastic vacuum hose laying around.
Yeah, see, what do you say? See, the bad influence. He's giving me ideas. See.
I mean, don't do that. Don't ever do anything like that. And at Top of the Line Productions, we would never do anything to break the law. Never.
Right.
I swear, we mean that. Okay. Well, but going back to this now, really, what can be said? So. It's possible that maybe someone could have stepped in and done something. The important lesson here is that we as Americans have to look out for each other. No one else is going to do that, okay? No matter what someone promises you, we're the only ones that can look out for ourselves. And when you see somebody struggling in some way, unfortunately, as unpleasant as it might be to be around that person, or to even, try to help someone who's not necessarily appreciative, it is our responsibility.
Here's another good point.
It is our responsibility to help that person and give the other fella a hand. And blaming guns and pills is definitely idiotic. Resurrecting the video game violence theory indicates a single-figure IQ, and that is true.
Okay, and that honestly,
here we go.
Actually,
go ahead.
Technically speaking, according to studies, video games actually does not teach you to be violent. It actually teaches you to actually think faster and with quicker reflexes. So I'm just gonna say this bluntly. I don't care if you get offended, but all the dumbasses that think that video games actually encourages kids to be violent, you're just an idiot, okay? Video games are actually teaching kids, and such as myself, because I love video games, quicker reflexes and quicker response reaction time.
I concur. And basically, to wrap up the thoughts here, this is all just a case of us needing to learn a lesson to be even more helpful to humanity. We have to find the love in every little thing that makes up the people of society. We have to find some way to love your way around some of these problems. And I'm not saying that that's going to solve anything, everything, excuse me. I'm not saying that's going to solve everything. But what I am saying is that's certainly going to increase the chances. I want people to remember that when you do anything negative, you're only inviting negativity upon yourself, even if you use negative words. So even sometimes it's a simple matter of turning a negative statement into a positive statement. And that's an important lesson. I'm just saying, don't use negative words. Always find a way to use more positive words. And this is the type of thing that will, if you practice it and do it all the time and every day, will actually prevent shootings like this from happening. That and a lot more mental health professionals, which if we remove some of the laws restricting them and how they get paid, believe it or not, that's true, there'd be a lot more people opening up shop to help add addicted, drug addicted people or alcohol addicted people or people with other types of mental illness or emotional problems or whatever. So, and we speak from experience on that because we actually deal with this all the time. Agent Jackson is very good. He's also been learning how to help the kids. So he's we're really proud of him. And he's been really impressive at picking up a lot of the knowledge around here. And believe it or not, he might act all hard, but he's got a big heart. He's a good guy, right down to the core. Right, Agent Jackson?
I guess. But anyhow, long story short, just learn your goddamn rights. Learn your rights. Learn your Constitution. And with the fact that the report from CNN says that mentally ill people are typically banned from owning firearms, let me tell you something. That right there violates our rights as a human being.
Another good point to mention here, folks, is that we should not expect emotionally immature young adults and teenagers to be able to react normally to any type of new culture situation. So we really need to stop trying to force them to matriculate with other cultures that they're not ready for yet. I'm not saying that you should, stay away from it forever, or we should never teach people, but at such a young age, like high school age people, like even 18 is too young for them to learn how to properly matriculate with other people in society, other different cultures, because even at that age, they still think everybody's all the same, and their world is only like their block or their little town. Yeah.
Actually, you might want to kind of rephrase that. It's not everybody.
No, you're right. It's not everybody. It's just some unfortunate
there
people.
Are certain people that
the unfortunates.
Honestly, they're just too fucking ignorant to be able to behave in a setting such as mixed cultures. And I mean, you don't want to drag me into another topic.
No, we don't want to do that. In fact, we're going to wrap it up, folks. This has been a great show. Excuse me, we've had a lot of good stuff to report on. Obviously, things are going very well for us right now, and this is going to be a big year for Top Line. So, again, if you need a job or you're looking for something in the entertainment industry, contact us. If you are in need of a program for help, also contact us at 872-243-1330. That's 872-243-1330. Marlboro Man for WHAM Radio, because we have a mutiny, people, and new WHAM TV, and Agent Jackson.
Oh, yes. Agent Jackson or Joker, either or, preferably Joker.
Well, I guess Joker would be on your show, Agent Jackson would be on my show.
Okay, fine.
So say Agent Jackson signing out.
Agent Jackson signing out.
Okay, and Marlboro Man, WHAM TV, and Top of the Line Productions, and Outer Heaven Generation, and Outer Heaven Ministries. Oh yeah, you can join the ministries with us now too. Signing out.